Through much of the early 1900s, Normal's downtown was a bustling and vibrant retail center. Located at the intersection of the Illinois Central Railroad and Chicago-Alton Railroad, and adjacent to a growing Illinois State University, residents and travelers were drawn to downtown Normal's retailers, service providers, and entertainment venues. With a modern streetcar system and the interurban rail network linking downtown Normal to other towns in the region, such as Decatur and Peoria, and its wide streets to accommodate a new transportation phenomenon, the motor vehicle, it was a model central Illinois downtown. But like historic central business districts across the United States, by the late 1990s, downtown Normal had experienced several decades of decline. Since the 1960s, this once vital business district saw retail business and property values fall off. Many buildings were in need of major renovation, and public infrastructure was aging beyond simple repair. With the Illinois State University campus adjacent to the west, many of the storefronts in downtown Normal were occupied by businesses catering only to the school's 20,000 students, and pushing residents to big box stores on the edge of town. This was the scene in 1999, when the Normal Town Council initiated an aggressive plan to renew the downtown area. In response to this call, a bold master plan was authored by the Chicago planning and architectural firm of Farr Associates. Farr's master plan seized the opportunity to turn downtown Normal into a vibrant community asset with a focus on the concepts of new urbanism and sustainability. In 2001, the Town Council adopted the Downtown Normal Redevelopment Plan and authorized town staff to begin what would be more than 10 years of implementation. While this plan journeyed through numerous review phases, many of the original core aspects remained. At the center of the master plan was a new traffic roundabout. Designed to replace an awkward intersection, the roundabout would be the focal point of the new downtown. Moreover, the roundabout's function would extend past being just a tool for safely and efficiently moving traffic. Its interior would be a welcoming and attractive urban space for people to gather. The master plan also established 5 major building sites adjacent to the roundabout, one set aside for a children's museum, one for a multimodal transportation center, and 3 for mixed-use private developments. In addition, a hotel conference center site was proposed a block to the west, adjacent to the Illinois State University campus and the town's historic Normal Theater. Existing structures were also addressed, with the master plan calling for the preservation and restoration of historically significant buildings, including the Normal Theater, which had been purchased and restored by the town nearly 10 years before. Finally, the plan featured the reconstruction of all infrastructure, including 100-year-old water and sewer lines and the existing roadway and streetscape. With the full support of the town council, town staff began to acquire property and design the public infrastructure improvements. Studies were undertaken to assess the feasibility of the proposed hotel conference center and multimodal transportation center, and after internal planning and analysis was complete, the town began an extensive public information process to inform residents and other stakeholders of the proposed improvements. Funding options were also investigated at this time, including the establishment of a tax increment financing district, allocation of a portion of local sales taxes to downtown, and the issuance of bonds to fund the project. With the plan underway, the town began discussions with the Children's Discovery Museum to relocate downtown. At that time, the museum was a nonprofit organization located in Bloomington. It was a popular regional attraction and in search for a new location in which to expand. In response, the town suggested a property adjacent to the roundabout, and after months of negotiation, the project began to move forward. In 2004, the new Children's Discovery Museum opened, and by 2010 had welcomed more than 800,000 visitors. For all of the excitement that the museum brought to downtown Normal, it also signaled the town's commitment to sustainability. The museum was the first building constructed under the town's new LEED certification ordinance, and its LEED Silver designation was the first of its kind in downstate Illinois. Between 2004 and 2009, the following projects were launched. The headquarters for the Bank of Illinois, which was later acquired by Heartland Bank, began construction. This beautifully modern structure achieved LEED certification and is the current home to the McLean County Economic Development Council as well as a number of other local organizations. The Garlic Press, a popular local retailer, showed their commitment to the project by expanding operations to include a restaurant component, the Garlic Press Market Cafe. Beaufort Partners, a local development firm, transformed the corner of East Beaufort Street and Linden Street by constructing an exceptional mixed-use building featuring office and restaurant space on the first floor and residential units above. North Street welcomed a group of eccentric entrepreneurs who envisioned a beautiful high-end restaurant paying homage to the block's historic look, and as a result, Medici was born. And Uptown Crossing, a development by JSM Development of Champaign, Illinois, with a CVS pharmacy and Mary Ann's Diner on the first floor and residential units above, anchors the west end of the district. Simultaneously, the town initiated a number of smaller projects, assisting private property owners in renovating their building facades and interior spaces through grants, redevelopment agreements, and a business loan program. All of this work was overseen by the Downtown Design Review Commission, a public body charged with enforcing design guidelines created specifically for the downtown normal environment. And although not on the scale of the larger developments, these projects have played an enormous part in the aesthetic transformation of downtown Normal. With the roundabout serving as an anchor for public space, the proposed hotel and conference center would be an anchor for the downtown economy. The Town Council authorized a redevelopment agreement with John Q. Hammond's Hotels in 2004 to build a 220-room Marriott hotel with an attached conference center. The Normal Marriott Hotel and Conference Center opened for business in October 2009, and after a successful inaugural year, it was awarded a 4-diamond AAA designation. The Normal Marriott is the only Illinois hotel outside of Chicago to receive this designation. With all of the excitement generated by the Children's Museum, the hotel, and other highly visible projects, it was easy to forget that a team of engineers was busy preparing for the project's infrastructure component. In fact, this aspect of the project required years of design work and negotiation with state and federal highway authorities before ground could be broken in 2007. It was the largest modern infrastructure project in the town's history, replacing much of the existing water, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer lines, roadways, and sidewalks throughout the downtown. Underground infrastructure was installed throughout 2007, requiring the closure of several streets for extended periods, and continued through 2008 with the construction of new streets and improved streetscapes, allowing for the plan's vision of sustainable design to take center stage. Appropriately, the project's sustainable aspects radiate from the roundabout. Now called Uptown Circle, the roundabout's interior space was designed as a stormwater reclamation system, with local stormwater directed into underground cisterns and then pumped into the circle's above-ground water feature. The water enters a system of channels where aquatic plants filter pollutants from the water. Unlike most urban storm water runoff, which runs directly into local streams without any treatment, downtown stormwater was now filtered, used to irrigate landscaping, or evaporated. Almost none of it reached Sugar Creek. Sustainability measures extended well beyond the roundabout. In particular, the town invested in an innovative tree planting design using a product called Silva Cells. Silva Cells are structures installed under sidewalks or other paved surfaces and filled with specially engineered soil. The structure of the Silva Cells supports the weight of the pavement, leaving the area below available for tree roots to grow in uncompacted soil. All of the landscape architecture and sustainable designs required coordination with the civil engineering project teams, and a lot of creative on-site problem solving to accommodate these innovative technologies and ensure that they actually work. In addition to the immense infrastructure project, the town continued pursuing support for the Multimodal Transportation Center, a key element in the master plan. With designs complete and the space available, the only stumbling block was funding. The projected cost of the 5-story facility with Amtrak and other transportation options on the first floor was $32 million, a burden the town could not absorb on its own. But given the strong transportation element of the project, the town believed that the multimodal center was a perfect candidate for state and federal funding. It seemed like a natural fit. The multimodal center would be adjacent to railroad tracks recently upgraded for high-speed trains, replacing an outdated and undersized Amtrak station serving more passengers than any other station in Illinois outside of Chicago. Used as a hub for local and regional buses, helping to anchor a mixed-use urban renewal project, and would be located next to a heavily used recreational trail system. All of these factors seem to fit perfectly into the transportation enhancement goals of the state and federal highway and transit authorities. Thus, starting in 2001, the town began a proactive campaign to secure state and federal support. By 2006, the plans for the Multimodal Transportation Center, including required federal environmental studies, were completed and shelved while awaiting federal consideration. The town had strong allies in Washington, D.C., but even the efforts of state leaders, such as then-Senator Barack Obama, Senator Dick Durbin, and House Representatives Tim Johnson and Jerry Weller, weren't enough to secure all of the required funds at once. Rather, funding trickled in by the hundreds of thousands and then millions over the course of a few years. By 2008, the town had secured approximately $10.5 million of federal funding through the Federal Transit Administration. Of this amount, $4 million was authorized for use on Uptown roads near the multimodal center. Unfortunately, early rounds of federal stimulus funds were not available for the project. But in late 2009, the United States Department of Transportation advertised discretionary stimulus funding through a program called TIGER, an acronym for Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery. The TIGER program focused on projects emphasizing sustainability and livability. Feeling like new life had been breathed into the project, the town anxiously submitted an application. In February 2009, the town was notified of a $22 million TIGER award for the multimodal project. Just 5 months later, construction began. Of the approximately 50 projects awarded TIGER funds nationwide, the town's multimodal center was the first under construction. The past 10 years have brought significant improvements to Uptown Normal. If you could take a stroll through downtown in 1999, it would be a strikingly different experience than that of Uptown today. You would notice the new buildings, the rehabilitated storefronts, and the enhanced sidewalks. But most of all, you would notice the people. Families filtering in and out of the Children's Museum, couples dining out, bicyclists cruising in, and walkers window shopping. The story of Uptown Normal is unique. Not many communities would consider such an ambitious and innovative renewal plan and then actually implement it. But we like being unique in Normal. And when all is said and done, we will have truly changed the definition